What's going on, everyone? It's been a very long time since I've uploaded an actual YouTube video. I've done some shorts here and there, but making an actual video, it's been a little bit. So since the last full-fledged video, the car is in a complete different state than what it was. As you can tell, the engine is completely out of it. And pardon the mess, I have a whole car blown apart in my garage right now. But we have the 9-bolt Borg Warner rear end all finished up here with basically new brakes, calipers, and rotors and pads. We got a 370 gear set in here along with new bushings and bearings. And these are going to be the new handbrake cables. I got basically a universal kit that I'm just going to go ahead and basically fit to match once I get under the car. The biggest thing, though, is the 305 block. It is now bored 60 over, painted, Pontiac blue, because it is going in a Pontiac, so I painted it Pontiac blue, even though it's a Chevy engine. Sue me. But right now, we're essentially getting the short block assembled. I have 4 of the 8 pistons in, and this is completely been redone from what it was when it was a 334. Prior build on this engine, being the 334 stroker, I kind of had more of a dish piston. I was still rocking 5.7 rods, and I did have a 3.75 inch stroke crank, but it was a cast iron crank. Now we have completely forged internals. So we have a forged, lightweight, scat crank. I got it from Summit. It's branded Summit, but it's scat. As you can see, it's got the hollowed out holes on the rod journals. I'm rocking a 6-inch Summit Racing connecting rod, and then a forged DSS piston. These have a -454 cc valve relief on it, and then combined with the head gasket I'm running and my cylinder heads, give me a compression of about 11.2 to 1. These are the heads I'm running right here. These are TrickFlow 175s. Real excited to get these on here. They do have a 56 cc chamber with angle plugs, 194 intake valve, 1.5 exhaust. And then a gear drive and a Summit Racing solid lifter cam. Needless to say, it's going to be a pretty spicy little small block Chevy. And then for everyone that's probably going to go ahead and give me crap for it being a 305. This is my first real engine that I built. I mean, I know I built it before, but I kind of want to give it the proper send-off it deserves and build it into something really kind of incredible. So we're going ahead and doing this, and then eventually building it to take a 150 shot, a nitrous, maybe a 200 shot. I've gapped the rings that way, so on these pistons, it's got a 24 thou gap on the top ring and a 26 thou on the second. I went about a thou bigger on each ring than what the calculation was, and that was just to give me just a small little extra bit of wiggle room just in case. I know it's not a lot, but I didn't really want to potentially mess with blow by and everything like that, but I just wanted to make sure I had just a little bit more in there for when I do hit it with the nitrous. So essentially what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to finish filing the rest of the rings. I'm going to get the rest of the pistons into the block and on the crank, and then we'll go ahead, we'll torque every connecting rod down and get the new Melling shark tooth oil pump and pickup screen installed, get the timing chain cover installed, and basically finish off the short block. And then I can start putting the head studs in, and once I got those in and we can get a head on the block here, I'll go ahead and measure the push rod length and make sure I get the correct length push rod so I'm not messing with valve train geometry. That's one area I really don't want to mess up in. I don't want I don't want to eat a push rod or, eat a lobe on the cam or anything like that. I want the valve train to be solid. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that I'm gonna need a 7.4-inch push rod, but we're gonna verify. I got a push rod checker tool here. It's 6.8 inches to 7.8 inches right there. And each turn is 50 thou of an inch. So what I'm planning to do is I'll take one of my original push rods that I still have. I'm not gonna, even if those are the right length, I'm not gonna reuse them. I'll check with that first and see where my mark is on my valve stem, and then go in from there and figure out exactly what length I need. One thing I've noticed, and I've seen this happen just like in either YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever, I've noticed some people when they're doing the end gap on their piston rings, I've noticed some people don't put a ring in every single cylinder. They only use one cylinder to measure the gap. And if you do it that way, I mean, sure, all of your cylinders should be bored and honed to the exact same spec. But just in case there's ever just like a small deviation, even if it's just 1/1000th of an inch or 2/1000ths of an inch, God, I hope it's not 2/1000ths of an inch, but just on the off chance it is like that, you don't want to go ahead and file each of your rings. If you have, you have 8 rings, you don't want to file that to just one specific cylinder, because if you do have a deviation in any of them, you're now going to be messing with your end gap. So I got this little ring filer from Summit Racing, and this is the squaring portion of the tool. So I just set my ring down in here, make sure it's squared up, get it over on the filer, and then, use the little handle right there and start filing away. Make sure you take your time when doing this. You don't want to file too much material off. Once to whichever specific ring filer, you'll know about how much material each turn takes off after you've done it a few times. But you still don't want to do too many at a time. You could take too much material off. The thing is with these, like on this one specifically, I just tested it in cylinder number 5. Yeah, 5 over there. It's about 6/1000ths of an inch on the end gap here. So they're not even remotely close to what it'd be if I was running NA on this. So I got to take quite a bit off. So I'm a little more on the first round of filing. I'm a little more liberal with it. So I got this little squaring tool. Also came from Summit Racing. Just get your piston ring down in here. So now we're gonna measure the gap here. So I need it to be 24 thousandths, and it is nowhere near that right now. And I've done about 40 turns on this, so we're not even close to it yet. But where are we? So my 10 thousandths feeler gauge will fit in here. It's a little loose, but my 12 thousandths won't. And I don't have an 11 thou on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that's about 11 thousandths of an inch. All right, just did about 25 more passes on this, and we can fit 16 in there. Not much more. So I'd say about another 30 passes, we're gonna start getting somewhere near the ballpark, and this ring will be good to go. Okay, so after about, I think a total of about 50 passes, after the last 25 or so that I did, I just stepped up into 10s, and then when I started getting close, I went to 5s. So we finally have 24 thou. So that ring's good. Now we're going to do the second. And it's the same process for the second ring. I'm not going to show you that. I'm just going to go ahead and file it down, and then put these rings on a piston and get it in. All right, and we got 26 thou on the second ring. Make sure you take a file and file the edges of your rings down. You don't want little burrs on it. So once that's done, you go ahead, you put them on a piston. Get these little piston ring pliers, essentially, to help spread the ring apart to get it around the piston and get it in. Yeah, don't really know much more to say about that than what it is. A lot of your piston rings are going to be directional though. I will tell you that. So like, can you see the little dot on there? Maybe right there. Yeah, see it? That needs to be facing up. My second ring has it to, right, let's see, can you see? Maybe not. And right there. See it? Yep. Those need to be facing towards the top, and I just dropped that piston ring. Anyway, have those face the towards the cylinder head. All right, so I'm gonna do this another 3 times. Finish off getting the piston rings done for the rest of the pistons. And yeah, so next time you see me in a video, we'll be going over getting these cylinder heads installed and checking push rod length. But I'm hoping here in a couple of weeks, finally, we'll hear this thing make noise. All right, thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Deuces.